Yes.
We set to go. Hello, hello, everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to another episode of Soulful Women's Journey. And I'm really happy to share with you for the next 20 minutes or so some inspiring talk, conversation, all about how to connect with others with my wonderful, wonderful partner here, Jenny. So, last episode, we talked all about how to connect with ourselves because that's the most important thing. That really is the foundation, and it's what really everybody is seeking. We cannot connect with anyone else in a
Yes.
way that's going to feel good to us if we haven't already made that connection with ourselves. So this little episode is following on from the tips and the strategies and the points and the stories that we mentioned last time in how important it is to connect with the self. So, how to connect with others, because Jenny and I truly believe that connection and communication, when it isn't working, really is one of the biggest reasons why relationships break down. And so it's really, really important to not only know how to connect with yourself, but also to connect with others and those important people in your life, family, friends, work colleagues. We all connect with each other in a different way.
Yes.
So here we have Jenny, the wonderful, wonderful Jenny. Would you
Thank
like
you,
to
Louise.
kick us off, Jenny?
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Louise. And I think, Louise, maybe I can recap a little bit about
Sure.
self-connection in
Yeah.
case you haven't watched our last video. Welcome to our YouTube channel or any link we listed there. You find it, and watch. So, but anyway, I recap a little bit here about self-connection, why we have to start with the connection with ourselves, because when we talk about connection to others and literally to the world, it's really about we showing up in the world as who we are, the foundation part. So the if this part of us, we accept it and we like it, we show up naturally as us, and then people could have the base to connect with us. But in case, anything, it's not in case, almost everybody has something, right? Experienced something. So in childhood time, we had events or so, and then have, kind of, bothersome memories, judgment or so. Any part, we didn't feel safe, accepting, unconditionally. So now we go out, we try to hide or try to, it's like critical noises in the mind all the time, even though when we show up physically, but those energy, they are there inside of us at subconscious level. So people even don't see it. We even don't need to talk about anything, but people can sense. So, and unconsciously, we even don't know that these voices are there to protect us, to keep us safe, so that we don't show up as who we are. Otherwise, the similar experiences will happen again. We don't want to, we don't want that to happen. So this is the part why we cannot disconnect, connect with others. So literally showing up then, if we need to protect ourselves, then we feel like empty inside, and we need to like isolate ourselves. And then, with some traumas or, some kind of painful event, we close our heart and totally shut down. So even though we go out, we want to connect, but the heart is shut down. So people, human connect with each other really more than the working language in the working place or some just routine. We connect really by emotions, by feelings, by love. If that foundational part is not there, then just like you said just now, the relationship with others will be broken, will be not like, healthy, complete, the connection part is missing. So that's, pretty much the important foundation, right? So I just like to recap a little bit.
Thank you, Jenny. Yes, and it is so, so important. And we are, you and I talk a lot about energy, emotion, because that is our driver and that is what connects us, to other people, to the universe. And that's what connects us to ourselves. And if we're not aware of those emotions and that energy, all the stuff that perhaps we've been taught will just be going on in the background and we won't be feeling in a way that's right for us. And so that was our foundation. And so please do go back and have a look at that video, perhaps before you watch this one, which is all about connecting with others. So in brief, I believe we connect with people in three ways. So I'm just being very broadly speaking here. We
Yes.
connect with people with the way that we talk. So we can talk to people and say things, but here's the thing: we can actually say untruths as well. We can say things that aren't quite right and things that we don't really mean. So it's not a very powerful way actually of connecting, but we talk all the time. It is how we communicate with others. We also connect by our behaviors, which has a little bit more of an impact on someone else. So, how you behave is more being true to yourself,
Yes.
because a lot of that behavior is driven from the subconscious mind, which is your emotions, which is who you truly are. But our greatest form of connection is really how we feel, and how
Yes.
we feel is what the other person is going to take from you. So if you have not got any of those aligned, if you're saying something different to how you're behaving, to how you are feeling, you have just given that other person a very confused message.
Yes.
So it's really important that we have these three things aligned. And as Jenny explained, we really need to be true to ourselves with the foundational work of those feelings and emotions. What is right for you to feel right now? And are you able to express that in a healthy way that is right for you? So that message will be very clear to that person, because connecting with other people, most of us have a very blurred message. We even have a blurred message when we talk about ourselves. The amount of people I say, what are your dreams? What are your goals? And people don't even really know, and they just
Yes.
sort of talk in negative language. So if you don't even know yourself, you really cannot convey this message to someone else. We need
Yes.
to be super, super clear. So I'd really love you to think about, first of all, are you aligned? Are you saying things in the same way that you are behaving? And are you feeling what you are saying?
Yes.
And I think that's really, really important. So I
Wow.
think you'd probably agree with that, would you, Jenny? Or have you got a different
Oh
take
yeah,
on
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah, sure. I really love that. This three different ways of connection. Let me just can I just repeat that, because I found that the voice from your end, it's a little bit low. So allow me to
Oh,
just repeat your 3 points and add
oh,
something I felt resonated about your talking. So
mm,
Louise just now really pointed out, the levels of our connection, are through talking, our behaviors, and our feeling. That's just so important. And when we could connect with the alignment, at these levels, especially aligned with our feelings. Because even though we don't talk about our feelings, and we cannot really, we behave like, a normal person should do, or behave, but inside of us, we know how we feel. But sometimes if it's like, uncomfortable feelings or so, then we have to hide. We have to show up to please others, or if we need to blend in and fit. So there is something, misaligned there. So just like you said, I totally agree with that. I appreciate you pointed out that people actually are confused. So, for example, I'm not I'm kind of private person. I don't like to really expose myself in public. But after all this work I have done, and I'm called to do this work, I really have to be also real to share my real experience. So before, because of my family situation, I was, criticized all the time. I have to, behave, talk, show up at certain ways so that I can be accepted by others and liked. So I have to please, like people pleaser. And then I try to fit everywhere, but, end up, fitting nowhere. Because, you lost the foundation part of you. You dare not to show up as you. You want to be perfect, hide some of the raw part or vulnerable part. And that's what happened to me. So I learned and I did the work. That's why I think, Louise, you and me, we people finally went through the transformation and show up to share with us, support others by being us, and sharing the real experiences. So true. It has to be aligned. And let me add one more point. I really feel, you know, to strengthen your point, connecting with people by feelings. So I want to say, in relationships, we talk in the different specified special language, which is called emotions. So when we skip that part, drive that part away, our connection only stays at the other two levels, as you said. And then it doesn't go to our heart, go to our spirit, really have the full connection. So,
Beautifully put. Absolutely beautifully put. So that's, we need to have great awareness as to what we're thinking, how we're behaving, and what we're feeling. And it will give you a great indication of perhaps what needs healing inside of you if you are unable to communicate your feelings because of embarrassment, for fear of rejection, for fear of not being accepted. You know, that'll give you great insight as to what you really need to heal. And, it's a great learning exercise. And Jenny and I have been through many, many of these learning, healing, sort of exercises to get to where we are today. So just a couple of pointers here on when we do connect with others. If you want to come from a very powerful place, people don't like to be told what to do. Nobody does, children
yes,
or adults.
yes,
So if you would like something done, what I suggest you do is come from the place of I. I would really love you to do the dishwasher tonight at 6 o'clock. I would really love you to come for a walk with me. I would really love for you to give me a hand with the ironing, the cleaning, the whatever it is. So instead of telling someone what to do, instead of saying, could you help me because I'm absolutely exhausted, come from a place that really speaks much more powerfully as to what you would like, as opposed to telling someone what to
yes,
do. So, that is one of my tips to help you communicate what it is you want in a better way. And I promise you, it'll be much better received. And it works really, really well with children, even little small children. So
Yes.
that is just my tip. Do you have a little tip there to communicate a bit?
Yeah, it's so true. Thank you for that. I think, even though I didn't organize the language like you said, I figured out that I started to use this in my own family, dealing with my husband, my son, it's so good tip. I will remember that practicing more. Thank you. Yeah, so that's really a good one. Yeah, from my point, I like to mention a big area that many of us, almost all of us, experienced in life, which is the triggers, right? Somebody is really good at pressing our buttons. So in relationships, we all have buttons, but people are good at pressing our buttons because our buttons are there. So the
Exactly.
buttons are really the areas that we had hurtful feelings, experienced, bothersome, memories, events before, or even trauma. But when we experienced that in the childhood, we got stuck, and with all these buried feelings, stuck energies. That's what I use, to talk about. And when we don't have chance, whatever, for whatever reasons, don't have chance to heal that part and let them out yet, so we will be trapped in the pattern and constantly being triggered. But if you know you also experience something like that, I love to, share and remind that please go back to you instead of checking what they say, what they did to, to, hurt us. Actually, it's about all about us. We responded really by how we feel, but not from what they said. So come back to us when we are triggered and find out what the, they said, made me feel how, why I feel this way. When did that come from? Started in my life. You will find out in which areas you need to still, do a bit more healing, clearing, so that finally we will remove those buttons and they have nowhere to press. And then our relationships actually will improve in certain way. So that's only, one area of the, many tips, right? But I guess timing wise, we don't, we can
Yeah.
talk again forever, but in the short, period of this episode, I think, that's what I like to share. It happens a lot in my life and in my clients' life experiences.
Thank you, Jenny. That's wonderful. And those buttons, I call them triggers. It's the same thing. Somebody says something which affects the way you feel and you interpret it, with your own experience. So thank you so much for that. And it is, great learning. It's wonderful indication. It's not bad at all. It's um, it's just giving you feedback as to what really needs healing inside of you. And so, just to wrap up this session, I think it would be really good for you to have that awareness of whether you are talking, behaving, and feeling in alignment. And as Jenny says, always to go back to the true you, the authentic you. So, the foundation of what you are building your relationships on is hugely, hugely important, and become really aware of those 3 points, and that will help you. And start using that word I, start using that word.
Yes.
Stop telling people what to do. So I think that wraps up that nicely, unless you've got anything else, Jenny.
Oh yeah, sure. This is wonderful. I think, I'm good, for today because we will come back to talk more about, one area of the connection or so. Yeah. So that's good for today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Oh, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We love feedback, so please do send us any comments in the little box below the YouTube video there. And we will be back again with another hot topic to share with you more on Soulful Women's Journey. So it's a bye-bye from me. Keep safe, keep well, and bye-bye from Jenny.
Yes, thank you, Louise. Thank you for everybody. Can I just also add one more? It's like we both are not really talking that a lot. I, feel like I really love to step out, inviting more. Because I know many people need support. So in case any of you are watching this, feel like anybody in your life or anybody needs some support at the moment, please share and spread the message. I hope what we share, the work we do, really could help and support people. Yes, that's all. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes,
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, all you
thank
viewers.
you.
And thank you, Jenny, again for joining me on this
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah,
journey.
bye for now. Thank you,
Take
Louise.
care.
Bye.
Bye bye.